Newton County residents start the recovery process after severe storms come through the area. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
Plus, a couple of area colleges team up to create a new path to success for agriculture students in Southwest Missouri. And a Joplin car dealership's generosity makes a difference for area families in need.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Power lines are down, waterways are up, some roofs are gone. A number of communities are dealing with damage from wind, hail, and flooding. And more severe weather could be on the way. This is KOIM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. We're going to have more on the damage in a moment, but first let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, another round of severe weather for us during the morning hours. It's still April. May is usually our peak month, and we're about ready to roll into May. You can see all the storm reports where you see this cluster of blue. That is mainly hail. We had some big hail, anywhere from quarter size upward to golf ball size right through the metro, and then bigger wind effects really from Grand Lake through Neosho up toward Mount Vernon and Springfield. And there will be some tornadoes plotted in here. Of course, the National Weather Service, they have to survey the damage, but some of this damage is due to some brief spin up tornadoes that we saw during the morning hours. Look at the rainfall amounts. So now we kind of focus into the flash flooding aspect of this as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. A lot of areas picked up 1, 2, 3 inches of rain. We have a flash flood watch in effect. This is going to stick around as we go through the next couple days. And if we look outside, you can see bands of showers and thunderstorms working back in. Not much severe weather tonight, but some beefier storms. We'll talk about that here in a bit.
We'll catch in a few. Residents in Newton County, Missouri are already starting recovery efforts following this morning's storms. Across that area, there were fallen power lines, uprooted trees, downed limbs. Homes and businesses were also impacted, with many roofs damaged and structures like sheds and barns, in some cases, torn apart. KOIM's Samantha Walker has details.
Jill Bowman says she wasn't home when severe storms began to roll through Newton County.
I was working at Crowder College, and the lights started flickering and we lost power, and everybody went to the storm shelter, and we knew something was going on.
Around her work saw damage, but it wasn't until she got home that she would know if her house had been impacted.
The whole barn is gone. I mean, obviously the roof, it peeled everything back, blew it out. The rest is limbs, branches, that kind of thing. But our whole front yard, which of course we've been working on cleaning, was covered in all this debris.
She says she's lucky though. Her home was left nearly untouched, but neighbors nearby saw damage to their houses and roofs.
Our efforts were, first of all, making sure that everybody was okay, if anybody needed our assistance that way. And then second of all, those down power lines, trying to protect those to make sure people were safe.
Sheriff Matt Stewart says the department received reports of a few people trapped in their homes, but they were able to help get everyone out okay. He says at this time they're only aware of one person who received minor injuries, who was then transported to a nearby hospital.
Our neighbors seem to be okay. They keep saying the same thing. Lots of trees, lots of debris.
Now right here is a piece of sheet metal that came off her barn. She said some of these pieces went as deep as 18 inches into the ground, showing just how strong these storms were.
It could have been a whole lot worse. When you see sheet metal impale into the ground 18 inches deep, you think, oh my gosh, what would that have done to someone or, something.
Sheriff Stewart wants community members to keep safety in mind as they begin the recovery process, being mindful of downed power lines and debris.
The next thing to watch out for are those sharp objects that could be laying around in the yard and everything. Just be careful as they're moving around.
Bowman and her family, like many of those impacted, have already started the recovery process. She says neighbors and friends are offering to help in whatever way they can.
When I was leaving school, everybody said, hey, we have chainsaws, call us if you need anything. And it was just, I was inundated. So very blessed.
Reporting in Newton County, Samantha Walker, KOIM News.
Newton County Emergency Management says some of the worst damaged areas are from west of Neosho to Fairview, Stark City, and Newtonia. Storm damage in Miami, Oklahoma left trees, power lines, and power poles down all across that city. The front door and window of Shoe Sensation were damaged during the weather event. Crews continued working to clear debris and restore power. Residents are urged to use caution around damaged areas until cleanup is complete. Severe flooding caused some big issues in Pittsburgh today, stranding motorists and uprooting trees. One tree fell on a home as heavy rain swept through that area. First responders worked to assist drivers and address damage all across the city. A wastewater treatment plant in Pittsburgh is back to normal operations now. The city of Pittsburgh notified the Kansas Department of Health and Environment that a failed inlet pipe had been replaced and has been replaced now. We reported last week the plant had experienced operational problems due to an underground pipe failure. That failure led to concerns about elevated levels of E. coli in Cow Creek. A couple of area schools have teamed up for an educational opportunity. At an event today, Missouri Southern and Crowder College formalized the 2+2 pathway for students pursuing a degree in agriculture business. That will allow students to complete 2 years at Crowder, followed by 2 years at Missouri Southern to earn a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Business.
We at Crowder, we start engaging with students as young as junior high in many of the federal programs that we have. We partner strong with area high schools within career and technical education and in their ag programs. And then we've had our ag program at Crowder College for decades. We have several hundred acres for farms. And so this provides us a more local opportunity for students to transfer to continue that career pathway into agriculture.
Today's event took place on the campus of MSSU. Frank Fletcher Subaru donated more than $30,000 to Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states during this check presentation today. The donation comes from the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event, which allows customers to direct contributions with each vehicle purchase. The Joplin dealership also added funds through employee donations, bringing their 11-year total to more than $200,000.
It's the highest purpose we have as human beings, is to give back to others in need. And we have the opportunity to do that every month and then once a year in a big check. But just being able to do that every day, it's the reason you should be waking up. It's exciting for us.
The money will support local programs that provide lodging and support to families with seriously ill children. A trio of Frontenac Raiders take their athletic careers to the next level. John Dales has their story coming up later in sports. But up first, some advice for air travelers in the area and what they need to know about the transition to real ID cards. Better listen up. A very important deadline concerning air travel is just around the corner now. Beginning on May 7th, travelers must have a real ID in order to board a domestic flight. Kaylin Clay reports from Little Rock, Arkansas, with more on what travelers need to know.
So lack of information is no reason for you not to have a real ID.
With 2 weeks left and 1.5 million Arkansans still without a real ID, it's up in the air what May 7th will look like at the airport. But if you show up to checkpoint without your real ID...
If we have 100 people who don't have a real ID and you're number 99 on that list, then it's very likely that you will not be able to get verified in time for you to make your flight.
After entering a separate line from those with a real ID, there's a slim chance you may be able to board. TSA says they will work with you by asking a series of identity questions.
One of the things they ask are maybe your addresses. And if you don't know your address, then they might ask additional questions. And then if you don't know that, they might ask additional questions.
It's no guarantee, so here's one way to be sure.
Please don't panic, but take action.
Clinton National Airport is known for its quick lines and calm atmosphere. But Shane Carter, Director of Public Affairs for the airport, says that it might not be the case when the new rule takes effect.
You can really help yourself by getting a real ID today.
Now rest assured, it's not just real ID that counts. There are other documents you can present that will also work.
And that includes a passport card, a TWIC card. If you're a merchant marine, then your merchant marine ID. If you're part of the Department of Defense, that works as well.
Don't forget, a real ID features a gold star. You'll find it in the upper right corner. A little bit later, some local softball standouts received some serious accolades. John Dales has more on who won all MIAA honors coming up in sports.
Plus, we have more thunderstorms, which are going to work in tonight. We're going to look at that. Well, another wild day for us today. Showers, thunderstorms across the region, severe weather during the morning hours. We do have more thunderstorms out there, but we aren't seeing anything severe in our immediate area. That's kind of staying out across central, southern parts of Oklahoma and then stretching southwestward into parts of Texas. But let's go back in time. Let's go back about 12 hours or so, and we'll be able to see these bands of storms working through, intensified right through the metro, racing east 55, 60 miles per hour as we went through the morning hours. Now the rain kind of building back in. You can see where the yellows and the oranges are, really showing us moderate to heavy rain. Not a lot of lightning being picked up within these storms, but we're not really looking at anything severe. Northern counties, Pittsburgh to Lamar, north of that is mainly dry. Really picks up I-44 south toward Neosho into northwestern Arkansas, and then a little beefier once you get down into our far southern counties. Not anticipating anything severe this evening, but as this moisture, this cluster works in late tonight, they may get a little stronger, especially in our southern counties late tonight. So we'll keep our eyes on that. All right, heading outside, it's wet. Nice shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, looking off toward the north and to the east, and we have rain chances sticking around. Look how they shoot up late this evening, trail off in the morning, back up late morning into the afternoon. Just kind of periods of showers and thunderstorms working through the region. Here comes our bigger batch later on tonight. About midnight, some of these southern guys may be a little stronger, but again, not anticipating anything severe here. Could be a little loud, especially along the south of I-44. Clears out during the morning. Let's go to late morning, early afternoon. Showers, thunderstorms spread back in, especially along and south of I-44. Temperatures should stay in the 60s, 65 by noon. Let's go with a high temp of 68 degrees as we go into the afternoon hours. All right, so Wednesday night, Thursday morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms again into Thursday morning. Most likely not severe, but definitely looks like thunderstorms. This batch will push out, and then we dry out as we go into Thursday afternoon, and then a back wave works in, meaning here we go again. Another chance for thunderstorms Thursday night into Friday morning. How much rain could we get on top of what we've already seen? This is why we have the flash flood watch, especially Joplin south, 2, 3, 4 inches, half an inch to an inch if you live north of I-44. I want to take you down the road. Of course, it's almost May. May's typically our biggest severe weather month. Look at this mess that we have this week working out. Here's a nice little ridge giving us great weekend. But watch what's out to the west, an upper level wave, and it leans back toward the west, meaning severe weather chances return again by the middle of next week. So a lot to watch as we go through, well, really the entire month of May. All right, let's go 68 on your Wednesday, 72 on your Thursday, 71 Friday. Weekend looks good. Well deserved by then, and then those thunderstorm chances back in the middle of next week.
It's a good thing the weekend's looking good because a lot of people have some yard waste to pick up, some down branches and things.
Absolutely, it's hard to keep up with.
Thanks, Doug. Still had several softball players from Pitt State and Missouri Southern receive all conference honors from the MIAA. And 3 Frontenac Raiders signed letters of intent to play their sport at the next level. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
It's an exciting day at Frontenac High School. The Raiders have a very strong senior class of student athletes, and today a few of them are headed to the next level. 3 Frontenac High School seniors signed letters of intent this afternoon. Nathan Troth is headed to University of St. Mary to continue his swimming career. Skylar Hutchinson signs with Labette Community College for softball, and Dominic Ricciardi commits to Barton Community College for wrestling.
Cassie will hold you accountable for anything, and she'll make sure you're on your game. She won't let you have a bad attitude. She'll make sure you're up and you'll get the next play. So all the coaches really pushed me really hard to be where I'm at today.
Teammates I've met, when I toured there, I had lunch with all the Some of them, not all of them. The teammates that I would be with, and they all seemed extremely nice to me, which usually they always are nice at first. I hope that they stay nice.
When we got Coach Lappings, that really helped me because I had a good partner in the room, and he's also my coach, so he could teach me things as we're wrestling and going live and stuff like that. And obviously having Coach Aiken, Coach Diesel, and Coach Meisner and all them guys helped me and just pushed me through this injury and just this season.
And the 2025 MIAA softball tournament gets started tomorrow on the campus of Fort Hays State. That means today all conference honors get released, and a ton of our local players from Missouri Southern and Pitt State receive all MIAA honors. We'll start with the first team all-conference, which includes Kiki Pickens, Katie Gray, and Bailey Dillon from Southern. Now, in addition to being on the first team, Pickens is named MIAA Pitcher of the Year. Dillon is MIAA Freshman of the Year. From Pitt State, Heather Arnett and Courtney Story both get featured on the first team. Fellow Gorillas Ava Laurent and Caden Trokium receive second team honors. Now Gray receives a gold glove at first base, and the same is true for Trokium at third. Then Missouri Southern catcher Kate Thurman and outfielder Kylie Jack both receive honorable mention all-conference honors, as do Aiden Brown, Elena Rushing, and Amaya Snyder from Pittsburgh State. Here's a look at the bracket for the 2025 MIAA softball tournament. The Lions are the number 4 seed. The Gorillas are the 2 seed. Both of them have tomorrow off. Then Southern is set to face 5 seed UCM Thursday at 1:30. PSU will face the winner between Missouri Western and Nebraska Kearney later that night. And a month and a half ago, the Mid-America Baseball League announced Fort Scott would be home to its 7th and newest franchise, with its first season being in the summer of 2026. Now, as part of that announcement, the league explained the team doesn't have a name yet and welcomed suggestions from the public. And this morning, they announced the 6 finalists for the team names. They are Cavalry, Dragoons, Marmots, Sentinels, Saber Rattlers, and Hay Balers. According to a release, these 6 names stood out for their originality and connection to Fort Scott. The final round of voting is underway right now at fortscottbaseball.com. That's it for sports. We're back right after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We told you severe weather tore through the 4 states overnight. We're going to show you more on the damage in southwest Missouri and elsewhere. Plus, a Joplin ceremony honors those who've given the gift of life. And we take you on a treasure hunt for gold. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. Especially important this time of year when the weather can be so volatile. It's available in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Not going to get much of a chance to dry out anytime soon anyway.
Yeah, bands of showers and thunderstorms again for us tonight. A little beefier late this evening, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Periods of thunderstorms again on Wednesday into Thursday morning, even a few popping up on Friday.
Final sports notes.
We got 4 more NBA playoff games tonight. The Oklahoma City Thunder already completed a first-round sweep over the weekend, so they're enjoying some rest, and they're probably hoping that whoever they face in the next round has to go through a long series right now.
Exactly. They'll be well rested. Hope their opponent is not.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.